So, this is the talking point of the day. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, the Bloodline, and this story that some people say, well, it shouldn't finish right now, and other people are like, please, would you just finish it? Now, I will say I'm totally fine with everything we did at WrestleMania 39, because as long as WWE has a plan in place over the next 12 months, which includes Cody Rhodes becoming the WWE Super Duper Heavyweight Champion, then I am happy to cross my arms and just wait for it. Unless I die within the next year, then I'll be dead anyway, so it won't matter. As wrestling fans are wont to do, though, and I do understand this because I am a wrestling fan, when you do get into the nitty-gritty, people start comparing it to the past, and they were like, well, you know what it feels like to me? It feels a little bit like the NWO. Now, WCW was killed in 2001, this just stands to reason that we're never going to stop chatting about it. And yes, look, I can see what you're talking about. Because if we go back to the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, premium live event, the reason people were cool with Sami Zayn not winning is because they were like, oh, well, I totally understand. We're going to get to WrestleMania, and we are going to give it to Cody, and then I'll feel warm and fuzzy in my tum-tum, and I can do the dance of joy. But when we did get to April 2nd, and when all was said and done, Roman Reigns was still the champion, it was a bit like, well, you better deal with it. He really is the big dog. Woof. It certainly was a risk, because when's the last time WWE had two mega hot baby faces and they didn't pull the trigger with any of them? Especially because we then took Rhodes 24 hours later and he got destroyed by Brock Lesnar. Now, one of the things we do all tippity tightrope when we are walking with Brock is how the hell are the fans going to respond to that? Because a lot of individuals are into Lesnar, and yeah, sure, there is a slight risk that maybe, just maybe, people start to cheer Brock instead. Now, you're going to have to make your own mind up, because right now we do just not know. But look, Cody is so damn beloved. When you go through those WrestleMania statistics, do you know who the number one superstar was when it came to selling merchandise? You better be saying Cody Rhodes, otherwise I'm going to come and find you and give you a hug. Because I can imagine the only reason you weren't able to figure that out is because you're having a bad day. I'll make it better. And look too, Lesnar versus Rhodes is a proper money feud, but think how much better it would be if the WWE title was on the line. And it does come on with a heap of jeopardy, because again, Vince McMahon especially loves Lesnar, so there's every chance when they do fight a backlash, Cody loses for a second time. Ruh-roh. When we do bring the New World Order back into this, it all comes down to this idea of ensuring that you hit your peak and you don't miss it. This is especially true when it comes to championships, because you can always give somebody a title, but when you can just feel it in your bones that the right time to do it is right now, and you decide to hold off for a little bit, well, sometimes it can suck. It means you may never be able to anoint the performer properly, and even when they do get their shiny gold trinket, people are like, yeah, but you should have done this 6 months ago. I've already moved on to other things. But look at John Moxley in AEW. When he beat Chris Jericho for their World Heavyweight Championship, there were a few individuals going, well, actually, I think Jericho could probably hold it for a little while longer, and that was absolutely true. But go back to that period and look at the damn reactions to Mr. Mox. If we hadn't have done it there, it would have been stupid, and ever since then, he has just climbed his way all to the top. So with the NWO group, it never ended. Almost literally. It just went on and on and on and on and on. And even when they did split up, they then got back together. And it genuinely does make me laugh because it was nuts. It was like some kind of disease, and eventually fans done with it, and they were pleading, they were just desperate for something, anything else. Just give me something new. It's why that finger poke of doom was so bad, because not only was it a dumb finish, but it meant that the NWO were back together again. Had to hear that music, new world order. Disgusting. This is how some people feel about the head of the table, but the only reason I can't get on this train properly is because when Roman does come to the ring, he gets these thunderous reactions, so people are still into it. It was not the same when the black and white used to head to the squared circle, and we've already discussed the merchandise, so I don't think it's all doom and gloom just yet. But if you do want to put on your worried hat, I totally see where you're coming from. But always make sure you put a smile on your face too. Because it doesn't mean that we aren't going to get there, and Paul Heyman even told Ariel Helwani during their interview he thinks Cody Rhodes is a bigger star, given that he lost at WrestleMania 39. Now that's probably a different video for a different day, but as long as that is the plan, that's what WWE is trying to do, put Cody Rhodes on Roman Reigns' level, I'm going to be calm I'm going to use those 3 magical words, wait and see. It only depends on what happens here, because if Cody all of a sudden does beat Brock Lesnar, and then goes to SummerSlam, and he also beats the head of the table, well, that is absolutely faboo. One of the best pushes we've seen for ages. There is a strangeness to it though, because back in the day, WWF built their whole promotion and their whole business on the fact that Hulk Hogan would never lose. Like, he never ever lost. He would win, he would win, he would win, he would win. And even though sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, he's going to be defeated, he would still be victorious. Hell, at WrestleMania 9, even when he wasn't meant to be in the main event, he still walked away as the world champion. That was a stupid decision, but it goes to show, when you have a mega over babyface, do something with him. I do want to give WWE some credit though, because for the first time in ages, they have clearly thought this out, which is why I just think we need to have a little bit of faith. If we have come up with what we're going to do from now till April 2024, well, you should stick to it. So bored of people going and ripping up scripts. That's not the sound of paper being teared up, so something has gone terribly wrong. It certainly is bucking the trend though, because we've already mentioned it before. We had Hulk Hogan, John Moxley was doing it in AEW, Tanahashi has been doing it in New Japan for years, and you can throw Okada into that mix too. I mean, you could even argue that the Ace single-handedly brought back some prominence to the IWGP Heavyweight Championship that was really struggling, and he did that by being a good guy. Now, every now and then he had to turn pseudo-heel, because that's just the way that pro wrestling works, but ultimately, he was somebody you aspired to be, so it was just lovely wobbly. He was also the champ. Because it does get harder when you're saying that somebody is a villain, because you're meant to hate that guy. And yes, at WrestleMania 39, the whole time the tagline was, finish the story. I mean, that would be like going to see a romantic comedy, and the big catchline is, oh my gosh, they get together in the end, when the woman gets a machete, whoop, and chops off the guy's head. I want to see that film. The point though, of course, is that we have to close the book right here, and book do have chapters, so WWE wants to tell some more, and I'm happy to go along with this ride. Sadly, I'm going to have to repeat myself here, but it has to end with Cody having his hand raised, you get it. It is still a massive shame that we didn't do the finish, which would have been Kevin Owens Stunner, Sami Zayn Helluva Kick, when Cody Rhodes could have got the crossroads, and even if he had hit it 77 times, what a great way to finally say, ha ha, Roman, we've got your number. Because you've been cheating and interfering for years, so comeuppance has just come your way. Now, I know I sound like a nerd, but I actually think that was perfect, and given that I was lucky enough to see it live, I tell you, I would have cried tears from my eyes, because it's just wonderful poetry emotion, not the Hardy Boys move. You also do run the risk of annoying certain people too, because we do keep doing the same finish every single time when it comes to the Bloodline. But without wanting to overdo the issue, maybe that is the point. Somehow it's all gonna tie in. Because thankfully on that SmackDown afterwards, we did keep teasing that Jey Uso's not happy and Solo Sikoa may have any other ideas, and Jimmy Uso has completely vanished, and even Paul Heyman may have come back up with his relationship when it comes to Brock Lesnar. Now this is just teasing and speculation, but don't come into my house and say it wasn't wink wink nudge nudged into my face, because it was. I mean, imagine we get to the point where it's Jey Uso that screws over Roman Reigns to allow Cody Rhodes to win. That could be even better. And what really does confuse me, this one I'm totally on board with, is that when it comes to Roman and it comes to John Cena, you have had this divisive person at the top of your company. You think eventually we want to go with someone that everyone just goes, oh my gosh, I love you. I can't say I'm too shocked though, because as I kept saying on the lead up to Mania, if it was meant to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns, Dwayne Johnson was never going to become the champion. So somewhere, written down, WWE must have penned in that Roman Reigns held the belt for a little bit longer. They're just absolutely obsessed with getting to 1,000 days. I suppose it is a nice figure, 1000. What I am going to say though is I don't want any of this, oh we have to wait till WrestleMania 40, because that is way too long down the line. We should be doing new feuds and new programs by then, especially because WWE is now obsessed with making SummerSlam WrestleMania Part 2. So give me my big main event, give me my title change, give me my confetti, give me my celebrations, and give me my pyrotechnics. And then finally, when I go to sleep at night, I can say, you know what? I'm satisfied. But I suppose it's just been a crazy ride, because we did go Drew McIntyre, oh, and then we did go Sami Zayn, oh, we did go Cody Rhodes, we went Finn Balor. He fell off the top rope. So you do enter a territory where the law becomes diminishing returns. That's not even the right phrase. So probably just accept that in the modern day, WWE just loves getting heat. And while you will get the good stuff around the corner, you have to go through a lot of booing first, I don't think he was saying boo words. It will happen though, this I'm sure of. Let's say I'm wrong. You know what to do. You can just go on Twitter and moan until we get to the next thing we don't like. I do believe Elton John coined this, the circle of life. Now please do get in the comments below and let me know what you think about this, because my word, there's a ton to sink your teeth into. And click one of these videos on the screen right now. Look, they're right here. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe before you go to whatculture.com to read some articles. Then you can come say hello to us at WhatCulture WWE and Simon316 on Twitter and Instagram. More important than that, please, for the love of everything, live your dreams, have a good day, put that smile on your face, and put that warmth in your heart. And I'll see you soon.